Hi, everybody.
Hi, how you doing?
I got Scott Thornton here. Big Tex.
Big
Tex is his.
Oh, he's
stage
got a lot of
name.
last name, all down
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, and we just got through watching this TED Talk show that's out on
Good.
YouTube. I've got the URL right for the TED Talk we're talking about right in the title. You can click on it and go there. And so they had this. I really like that modular stuff they were showing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the modular.
the stuff, the modern 3D. We got 3D printing. You print those things with the holes and everything, and they're ready to pop. All you need is bolts. Yeah, but they're right about the current technology.
Yeah.
It's really outmoded. These panels they're talking about could be insulating on their own. They could have an R30 value all by themselves. Yeah. So you get a panel this thick that's got an R30 value, and I need more gain on that. You get a and you think like that. If your skin panel has an R30 value, and your exterior panel has an R30 value, what do you get? R60. They add up.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you got the airspace between them.
Yep.
An outside panel, inside panel, and there's a framework. The coolest thing I like about it is it's. Here, let me pull this up. The coolest thing I like about it is the. You could annually redesign your house, shift your house by unbolting it and bolting it back together in this one.
Wow.
Yeah. You could have a room that's just like a section of the house that just changes, just like, every few days you just unbolt it and bolt it back together in a new shape.
Yeah.
It'd be weird, different. And you know what? See, here's the other one. Stages. Performing arts. You can take a stack of that stuff on a bunch of flatbeds and just like get way elaborate. And I'll bolt it up, make your thing, trusses, stack of speaker stands, whatever. Boom, 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 boom. So it's the framework stuff. You wouldn't need the skin stuff. All you need is the framework stuff. Put it together like a scaffold.
Got it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Really.
What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Do you think it's right? Do you think they're true what they're saying? If the housing industry keeps building houses the way they're doing, it's going to kill our planet all by itself, even without any of the other additional input. All by itself, the housing industry will destroy everything. Just because of how they're put together and when earthquakes come and tear shit down, and it's just pile of rubble goes in landfill. That's not it. That's not going to work anymore.
Just quit allowing it, right?
Yeah, just see, you can't just quit allowing something without having an alternative. So the alternative is redesigning all the building materials so they're reusable. It don't have to be that system they showed.
Yeah.
You can take.
Let's start people know that.
You can take sheet metal studs and build modules that bolt together, like that. Skin one side with sheetrock and have the exterior be a bolt on. or have the interior be bolt on, have the exterior be the thermal and moisture barrier layer, and that frame bottom to um, and then I like triangles.
Triangles.
Check it out. You take a 10-foot. If you want them bigger, a little bigger, take a 15-foot sheet metal stud. Or how about a piece of red iron?
Red iron, yeah, sure.
Take a 15-foot piece of red iron at say, let's make it angle. Make it 2-inch by
Good.
make it a 2-inch by 6-inch by 2-inch piece.
Okay.
All right. Cut it into thirds. You get 3 5-foot pieces. Yeah. Fold them in on themselves to make an equilateral triangle.
I like the geometry so much.
Put a piece of skin on that, any material that you want to use that you think is going to last forever or last a long ass time. Stainless steel is a good one. Could be cement. Could be anything that's going to last a long time. And then you know what you got? Oh, then you could put insulation on the inside and just leave a little access for where they bolt together. And you bolt them together and opposite each other, and you make the another one opposite each other. You put them together with a spacer between them, you get an angle. You can put together a bucking ball. Geodesic domes. You make them wrap around the corner. For making 90-degree corners, you just take them a special triangle piece you put in. A half triangle, right triangle. Not a half a right triangle. It'd be a half of an equilateral triangle, which is an isosceles right triangle. The Pythagorean triangle.
Okay. Good.
The 3, 4, 5. The Pythagorean triangle gives you 90 degrees, a 60 degree, and a 30 degree.
Really?
Yeah. You put 2 of them back to back, you get an equilateral triangle.
Sound good.
Let's see what the dog is doing. Oh, I need to make lollipop. Scotty. Wait a minute. There's a blue sucker and a red sucker. Okay, so now,
Blue sucker, red sucker. Blue flavor and red flavor.
I have a mission in mind for this guy.
Yes. Really?
Helping me save the planet. Helping me sell a bunch of Space City units to rich people so we can build still the same thing out of space for the poor people.
I'm glad it's selfish.
You know why? See, to help this planet, we need to do 2 things. The research and development necessary, really, to do this artificial gravity stuff and all that stuff, we can do something here on Earth. We can do an employment sort of greenhouses.
Yeah.
Mr. Garrison's holistic wheel. Okay, that thing he designed, we can use that to do some experimentation with artificial gravity and with plant life and stuff. Because we can spin it fast enough to set stuff at an angle so it lives at, it lives in a rotational environment to the sun and in the artificial, so, there's an array of artificial gravity experiments we can do on Earth.
Right.
Like making a big one with 90-degree sides. I'd love to do an artificial gravity restaurant. I think that'd be great. Think about that. You enter the restaurant from the ground here. Just be this like big. It could be like a big tilt-a-wheel, but it don't tilt, so you wouldn't have alternating gravity. The tilt-a-wheel, you get zero gravity. You go through zero gravity zone, and then a 2 gravity zone when you're going at the right, just at the right speed. You know. Anyway, so I'm thinking, imagine a restaurant casino, okay, that's got that's built on the artificial gravity principle for an experiment, an earthbound experiment. So what would have to do is it have to be really pretty huge. It have to be gigantic actually. So that's what I'm thinking, like it's a whole casino, restaurant and stuff. So you have you'd have the one gravity zone that's generated this way at, like this.
That factor, black packers and natural.
Like here at 91 degrees, and it's about what it would have to do, because you got the polar gravity this way, and you're trying to generate gravity this way. So to get if you go exactly 90 degrees, to stay at 90 degrees, you actually have to be above 1 G at the centrifugal zone, because you got gravity pulling down on you.
Right.
Yeah. See, so that's why you set it at an angle and slight angles to go for wedges. The whole idea is to be doing that, the experiment as the psychological effects people work in artificial gravity, doing stuff, dealing with the Coriolis effect. All right, so anyway, so here it is. We're going to do a matrix thing, Scotty.
Come on, gotta get into
So you're a pretty good people person. You're pretty good at getting people to get their attention, to get them interested.
I need another lollipop to do that.
Yeah, I know you do. But here's the matrix thing: the blue one and the red one. Red means stop.
No.
You accept your mission. Accept your mission. Okay, or you don't, and you want to continue living your life as a normal schlub you are. If you want to do something really fantastic and great in your life, you can take the blue one.
The blue one, I don't want to be schlub. Wait.
Yeah, the red ones means stop.
Oh.
Of course, I'm gonna take care of the red one. I can eat it myself because you already did this one. I did my red blue pill already with the people from the future that came and said, I need to do this job. Said, we need you to do this job for us. That has to do with the Galt motor, space cities, and the thing I wanted to do for myself anyway. It's a sex robot. So there's also, a humanoid robot. Why humanoid? Because the human shape is the most readily, universally adaptable. How do I know this? How do we know this? Because we're in freaking charge, man. That's how we know this.
Yeah.
Think about that, right? We're in charge.
Not me right now.
No, the humans are in charge of this planet, about to ruin it.
Yeah.
Okay?
We are
That's my point. But that's why the human shape and the human mind is, in fact, the most readily adaptable thing in nature. At least on this planet. That's why the droid, that's why the humanoid droid. Okay? You dig? The robot. Okay. Anyway, we took the blue pill ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes. When they came from the future and said, take the red or the blue pill and make this thing to do this thing. The Galt motor. That was mainly about the Galt motor, but there was the other side projects too. See, that the thing about that Galt motor, and solving the equations, breaking through the limits of inertia, the bounds of inertia, as it was quoted by Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think. Okay. Well, we took the blue pill. It took about 6 months of hitting the books and refreshing ourselves, our physics and whatever study. Basically, when you get it on YouTube out here, you can find anything you need to know out on YouTube now. Okay? And hopefully you do it for the causes of good, okay? Alright? We don't want to promote anything that's not for the cause of good. Right? Right. So, About 6 months of studying, and then, whatever I'm thinking and, figuring, and then when you reach the moment came. Here, let me get the clay model of it. The golf unit. It's kind of it's not exactly the shape. It's got a flat spot on the bottom. You don't need to do that. But the only reason the flat spot is because it's there so it can stand up. But basically, the Galt unit and the G on it doesn't mean gravity. It stands for Galt. Why did I use Galt? Because it fits the description in Atlas Shrugged. This fits the description of the motor that has a real kind of vague description in Atlas Shrugged and Ayn Rand. So I think so the vortex accelerator that makes it work, that sprays the shit into the centripetal zone on the top, that creates the force and makes it do it. It absorbs all the energy. It slows the material down to create the differential, the ratio of loss versus gain. Okay. So, yeah, we do it. Yeah, centrifugal force creates centripetal force against an angled surface. In the angled surface in the funnel, the vortex accelerator causes the Euler force. That orders of magnitude of velocities compensated. Is ejected out of the vortex accelerator. Experiences what's called the Coriolis force, and where at linear momentum is where we change spin direction, where it hits a very tight centripetal zone, and where all the energy is exchanged or expelled through the centripetal zone in the form of centrifugal force. Of course, in orders of magnitude over the amount of force that's occurred during the material's recollection after it comes off the centripetal zone, after its velocity is absorbed. It goes from the speed of sound to 1/3 the speed of sound is plenty, 100 meters a second. The speed of sound. Sometimes, oh, by the way, sometimes in the past I've made mistakes. I want to correct that, and I've accidentally said 1,000 meters a second. I meant the speed of sound is near 1,000 meters an hour. Okay, 1,000 some odd meters an hour. Speed of sound in the air at sea level. Okay, so speed of sound, a third of the speed of sound is 300. It's 300 some odd meters a second. Okay, 300 plus. I can look it up. It's 300 meters. Halfway to 400. I don't know it off the top of my head. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, you come 100 meters a second, you're near 1/3 of the speed of sound. Okay, it's the centripetal zone, and comes off the centripetal zone about 1 meter per second. So that's a 99-to-1 ratio. And that the ratio is increased even more because the angle, as it's being recollected, it's basically in free fall. Okay, after that, so it's not even being the unit itself is not even being experiencing that action, and it's falling straight down off of the centripetal zone. And as it arrives at the angled part of the recollection area, it's directed back into angular momentum. So some of the downward force is directed out at an angle. Okay, which reduces some of the sum of the downward force.
Yep.
So basically, we're talking about a 400-to-1 ratio.
Right.
So 1 Newton of upward force. Oh, how about that? 400 newtons of upward force over 1 Newton of downward force. Add about a Newton worth of the Euler force. Okay, figure we're going to lose about 5-10 newtons or so compared to the 100 newtons. You see? So
what's that? Tape recorder?
That makes an 80-to-1 ratio. 90-to-1 ratio.
That's-
What?
There's a red flash beam. Red flashing beam.
Where?
Probably just it's a reflection off the Christmas lights.
Yeah, it's a reflection off of these lights we got there. Anyway, so here's the thing. So developing that, we got pills in the chair. Gosh.
There's some of us stuff. Happiness. Keep on going. Get it on
So the concept of bolt together houses. Disassemblable. Reshapeable. Parts intended to last for neons. Made out of a material UV. There's, Scott, there are plastics that have been developed that are UV resistant or UV not just resistant. UV can't hurt them at all.
Really?
Yeah. I think all plastics should be made that way and reusable.
I think there are more of them are made for use now.
Yeah. Well, you see the problem with the biodegradable. Is those are breaking back down to the base polymers, which were extracted from something. You know?
I can't use
I don't know. I'm not an expert on biodegradable plastic.
it. No, you're not. You all need to do a lot better. There you go.
Would you have a seat, please?
Oh, on the way out.
On the way out. Are you leaving?
I mean, leaving now. I feel good about driving.
Oh, okay. Well, here.
You can maybe suck that too. Huh? This thing would be recording outside every
Well,
place.
you're leaving in the middle of my show.
I can't stay up.
You can't stay up. Well, okay, Scott's leaving then. And I guess that's the end of our discussion.
Okay.
But so you took the blue pill. So what's your first move to try to do something better for this world?
Play with the space cowboys.
Play with the space
Or however you tether into the thing.
space cow. Oh, big text is, by the way, big text is going to be doing like, well, we're going to be putting together some live shows, and he's going to be emceeing, actually, is how that's going to go. So our live concerts are going to be benefits. We're going to do benefits for, like, well, we like the Children's Miracle Network. That's one of them we like. We like the American Cancer Society. We also like we also like the Muscular Dystrophy Foundation, where Jerry Lewis came to me, so we get visited by the other side a lot out there, the realm that resides and lives in space-time, the Higgs field, all that, which is, well, see, that's my scientific relevation for the explanation of the paranormal. It is, in fact, gravity. Lives in gravity. Where we go, when we live, when we sleep, and when we die, we go into gravity. Huh? What? You think? Maybe? Anyway, I'm going to see him off. We'll see you later. Get an in stream. Okay, bye-bye.
one missed call. 77584344706. Sleep off.